Welcome back, we the people, to the reading of the book of Revelation, also known as L's Holy Injiyl, translation by Dr. Malachi Z. York. We're reading chapter 20, verse 3. Continue reading. King James mistranslation. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season. Close quotation. Dr. York's right translation and explanations. And he, Malachi Zadok, Murdoch, Michael, threw him into the bottomless pit and locked its door, putting the seal, a six-pointed star, which is the shield mentioned in Genesis chapter 15 verse 1, that Abraham had first before David, son of Jesse and Hilma, often called the Magen David, on the pit. This same symbol exists today and can be seen on top of our symbol, the crown. This seal is also the same seal that Solomon used to trap the jinn and control the elements of nature. This seal was placed on the pit so the malevolent ones would not be able to lead the nations into darkness anymore with his evil acts until the 1,000 years are finished. And after that, he will be able to emerge for a very little time, which was from 1966 AD to 1991 AD, when the war started. Do you hear that, my people? This is the speaker talking here. Are we listening to that? Continue reading. The beginning of the end of his rule ended on June 6, 1996 AD, and will end on June 26, 1999 AD. In the year 2003 AD, the vortex will open, allowing the shams to come to earth to pick the worthy 144,000. This pickup will occur until 2030 AD. Then the mother plane, Nibiru, will depart in 2043 AD. This is the reader speaking here now. Let him or her who have an ear hear when the angel speaks and gives us the truth and the facts. Not many will pay attention to what is being said in this book of Revelation. Those of you who do, be blessed. Verse 4. The King James mistranslation. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witnesses of Jesus, and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Close quotation. Dr. York's right translation and explanation. And I, Johnson, son of Zebedee and Salome, saw seats. So they who were sitting on them were given the wisdom. And I saw the spirits of those who were killed for bearing witness of Mashiach, Yeshua, and the word of the Elohim. And those who did not worship the beast, nor to his picture, and did not get his marks on their foreheads or in their hand, and they lived and became rulers with Hamashiach for 1,000 years. Verse 5. The King James mistranslation. But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Close quotation. Dr. Yoke's right translation and explanation. And all the rest of the dead did not live and were not resurrected until the fulfillment of the 1,000 years. This is the first resurrection. Verse 6, King James mistranslation. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power. But they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Close quotation. Dr. Yoke's right translation, explanation. Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. They are the first fruits who were faithful and to the end. On such the second death have no power, but they will be priests of the Elohim and of the Messiah, and will rule with him 1,000 years. Chapter 7. The defeat. Heading, the defeat of Satan. King James mistranslation. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. Dr. Yoke's end of quotation. Dr. Yoke's right translation and explanation. And when the 1,000 years is up, Zuen, the evil one reptilian, Shakar or Tarnush, Satan, in physical form, will be let out of his prison because of his physical conception in 1965 AD on 72nd Street in the Dakota House, and on June 6, 1966 AD, he was born, and thus was released from the pit, and has been wreaking havoc ever since. AIDS was killing the world. Now it's Ebola that is attacking the other part of the world, and is further being spread by scientists and their experimentation with bacteria strains and viruses that manage to escape their laboratories by being carelessly poured down the drain. Sex and violence is becoming more explicit in the media. Failure of the economy, more starving people, crackheads, and spreading of a new synthetic drugs, mind-altering music, and the list goes on and on, destroying natural resources. We hear that, people? We can bear witness to that. This is the reader speaking here. We can bear witness to all of this. Verse 8. The King James mistranslation. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog. 2. Gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Close quotation. Dr. Yoke's right translation and explanation. And he will go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the planet Earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, which is a multi-battle of the nations, and a huge army will rise out of Saudi Arabia, where the Dajjal rises. The number of the nations is as the sand of the seashore, too many to count. Verse 9. Let's continue the reading on the next recording with the people. So see you on the other side.